Guys, sign up for the MTC Rider Academy. Let's go and take a look. So ensuring your own safety, self-protection, okay? So if you cannot protect yourself after a crash and you're constantly getting hurt, then you're not gonna be able to help anybody else. And so we're kind of talking, let's go ahead and reframe it. How about this? Because we just watched somebody crash. If you witness somebody crash, if you don't ensure your own safety first, then if you're gonna add to the victim pile, you're gonna be another person that needs to be taken care of. You don't wanna be adding to the problem. Take care of yourself so you can take care of somebody else. Just like in an airplane, they drop the things down, take care of yourself, then take care of your passenger or your kid. You need to look for hazards. So watch out for any of those dum-dums not paying attention, could possibly run into you. Just like I was saying, ensuring your own safety and not becoming a victim. Got to make sure that you're not, because you have people riding super fast, driving super fast like we just saw. Wear PPE to make sure that you can really ensure your own safety, full gear like you normally would, and then wear some nitrile gloves, okay? Wear some nitrile gloves so you don't get that body or blood pathogens entering your system. All right, motorcycle familiarization. Let's go ahead and move on to this. We have 1 minute lesson. This is from Motorcycle Training Concepts. We did a nice little lesson before this, the actual video here on the live stream. Make sure you guys sign up for that. Anyways, motorcycle familiarization. So we have primary, secondary controls. Primary controls are going to be anything that maneuvers the bike. So we have handlebars, front brake, throttle, clutch, shifter knob, even our foot pegs and rear brake. So those are the things that are going to be able to slow down, accelerate, turn. So accelerate, decelerate, turn the bike, okay? Secondary controls are gonna be anything that's gonna basically auxiliary to that. So turning it on, the key ignition port. What else do we have? We have the engine cutoff switch. We just talked about this, guys. The high beam, low beams, and everything else there. So the main thing here is actually sitting on your bike or going to a dealership and just kind of sitting on it and looking at this. Looking at it, seeing where your right hand, what it controls, your left hand, what it controls, your left foot and right foot, what it controls, and where everything else is situated, so that when you're out riding, you're not fumbling for things. Anyways, MTC Rider Academy, this is Unit 3, Lesson 1. All right, motorcycle familiarization. Let's go ahead and move on to this. We have 1 minute lesson. This is from Motorcycle Training Concepts. We did a nice little lesson before this, the actual video here on the live stream. Make sure you guys sign up for that. Anyways, motorcycle familiarization. So we have primary, secondary controls. Primary controls are going to be anything that maneuvers the bike. So we have handlebars, front brake, throttle, clutch, shifter knob, even our foot pegs and rear brake. So those are the things that are going to be able to slow down, accelerate, turn. So accelerate, decelerate, turn the bike, okay? Secondary controls are going to be anything that's going to basically auxiliary to that. So turning it on, the key ignition port. What else do we have? We have the engine cutoff switch. We just talked about this, guys. The high beam, low beams, and everything else there. So the main thing here is actually sitting on your bike or going to a dealership and just kind of sitting on it and looking at this. Looking at it, seeing where your right hand, what it controls, your left hand, what it controls, your left foot and right foot, what it controls, and where everything else is situated, so that when you're out riding, you're not fumbling for things. Anyways, MTC Rider Academy, this is Unit 3, Lesson 1. Let's go ahead and jump it right here. We got 1 minute lesson. So guys, starter riding area sponsored by Quadlock. Make sure you check the link in the description. We have neighborhoods, 2-lane roads, straight roads, and curvy roads. So a neighborhood is typically going to be like a single lane road, kind of oncoming traffic, no center line stripe. Watch out for kids. Watch out for pets. Watch out for people coming home. Every single driveways and intersection. Be very careful. This is an area you can use your horns and your lights to kind of get people's attention, because nobody's really driving around. It's mainly walking. 2-lane road. Watch out for open lane patterns that we just saw. Watch out for merging incidents that we have to watch out for. Oh, I keep saying watch out for. Straight roads. Okay, so this is now going to be kind of like what is it? You know, straight or curvy, could be like a big bunch of U-turns. But anyway, straight roads, really you just got to maintain your speed. Be aware of any changing road conditions like potholes, gravel, and everything. I only got 10 seconds. Curvy roads, everything included, but now you have to do slow look, press and roll. Watch out for blind corners. Watch out for crests of the hills. Watch out for anybody coming into your lane because they're speeding around the corner themselves. Control your speed. Thank you, Quadlock, for that sponsored MTC lesson. Oh, okay, real quick, we have a Quadlock sponsored MTC lesson. We're going to talk about personal protective gear. We have 45 seconds. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. So we have helmets, gloves, jacket, pants, and boots. You want to wear full gear. I hear about ATGAT, but at the same time, if you can't afford it, that's fine. If you can't afford full gear, get yourself helmets and gloves. Get yourself jackets next, pants, and then boots. Helmet, you want to protect your head. You want to protect your brain, traumatic brain injury, at least mitigate a lot of it. Protect your face. Get a full face helmet. Gloves, the reason why I want to have gloves next is because I want to have good tactile feel of the handlebars and the hand grips. Hands are sweaty, not very fun. When you fall and crash, you put your hands down. You don't want to rip your hands off. You need your hands to work if you are working, but it's, you know, wiping your butt kind of sucks when you have ripped up hands. Jackets and pants, I got 8 seconds. We got boots. You want to protect everything, but thank you so much, Quadlock. Links in the description for a discount code. Please check them out. They are a sponsor of this and the DGR, and we got to move on. All right, John A., here we go. All right, everybody, we have to assess relevant threats when it comes to this. So thank you real quick to Cardo for sponsoring this MTC lesson. Use the code DDTF for 20% off. But let's jump right into it. 45-second lesson. So assessing relevant threats. We have to watch out for road surface hazards. Any riders that are in the road with you with like a group ride, road ride users, that's where it is. Motorcycle riders need to be vigilant. So yeah, you guys can read this. The main thing here is that we're positioned for safety. We're locating hazardous situations. Now we have to understand if things are in front of us or around us are actually a threat. Because you don't want to think to yourself, oh my gosh, everything out there is a threat. No, if there's a pothole way over there, it's not a threat. If there's a pothole right in front of you, yes, it is. If there's somebody turning in front of you, yes, it is. Somebody turning way over there, no, it isn't. So understanding what a relevant threat is allows you to then navigate any active threats when they come out in front of you. So it's very important that we're paying attention, and we only got 2 more seconds, but thank you, Cardo. Let's go and get right back to the crash reviews, and let's watch this one. All right, everybody, we have to assess relevant threats when it comes to this. So thank you real quick to Cardo for sponsoring this MTC lesson. Use the code DDTF for 20% off. But let's jump right into it. 45-second lesson. So assessing relevant threats. We have to watch out for road surface hazards. Any riders that are in the road with you with like a group ride, road ride users, that's where it is. Motorcycle riders need to be vigilant. So yeah, you guys can read this. The main thing here is that we're positioned for safety. We're locating hazardous situations. Now we have to understand if things are in front of us or around us are actually a threat. Because you don't want to think to yourself, oh my gosh, everything out there is a threat. No, if there's a pothole way over there, it's not a threat. If there's a pothole right. All right, everybody, we have to assess relevant threats when it comes to this. So thank you real quick. Got a helmet video, which is going to be sponsored by QuadLock. So thank you, QuadLock. This is Unit 2, Lesson 1 in the BSR. But let's go ahead and jump into this. We got 45 seconds. So half helmets, do not even get a half helmet. It's only going to protect the base of your skull. In fact, this is what it looks like when it protects you. Any skin that's going to be open right there, not protected. Do you plan on landing on the top of your head and spinning around like, a break dancer when you're in a crash? No, hope not. And plus, you're going to have spinal injuries there. 3/4 helmet, it's going to cover everything except for your face. You want to protect your face. You want to protect your airway. So I don't recommend 3/4 helmets. I recommend modular and full face helmets. Full face helmets because it's going to protect everything. It's going to protect your face, protect your chin. And in a crash, it's going to protect all of this. It's going to mitigate a lot of injuries. Modular helmets, full face helmet, when it's fully down, you can pop it up when you're stopped or when you go inside to get something to drink or eat. Highly recommend getting one of these. Let's move on. Thank you, QuadLock, for sponsoring that MTC lesson. Grab yourself one. Links in the description for some QuadLock stuff. All right, guys, this is the Lefty Loosey, the Smart Rider drill. So if you guys can see what's happening here is that we started off on the bottom, and we're going to go around all the cones. So this is practicing your really wide left turn. Okay, that's a wide left U-turn. That's one U-turn during this, and it's also the easy one. Now we got a sharper U-turn and an even sharper U-turn. So what this is getting you ready for is kind of like the decreasing radius, but it's also helping you out when it comes to practicing your U-turn, especially left ones. Righty-tighty's the right side. So right here, this is about 30-something feet. You can use about 30 to 40 feet for that. Now this one's about 25-ish feet, and this one right here is within 20 feet. So for the DMV test in Arizona, you have to do it within 20 feet if it's 500 cc's and below. So not only are we practicing wide, a little bit narrower, and then the actual test, you're doing it in a fun way because then you come over here and you also practice your progressive braking. But that's the Smart Rider drills, guys. Check it out. Links in the description. MTC Rider Academy cadets. Join up. It's $99 a year. Anyways, jackets, pants. Okay, it's basically the same thing. You got garments for the top and the bottom. And what we're really talking about here, we talked about it in Unit 1, Lesson 0, where we talk about abrasion resistance, talk about heat mitigation, weather mitigation, thermal regulation, all that stuff. So now we're into this unit where we're talking about leathers, textiles, and armor only. So leather, it has great abrasion resistance, not a lot of thermal transfer, so that when you skid across the ground and create friction, creates heat, it doesn't transfer into your skin. Textiles are amazing now, kind of the same process, great for abrasion resistance, a little bit less on the temperature transfer. Armor only, it's really just going to be that impact protection. So with leather and textiles, you're going to have the abrasion resistance, but armor only, you're not going to have it, but you can at least protect your shoulders, knees, you can protect your hips, and we got to get going. All right, 45-second lesson, a little recap of Unit 2, Lesson 2. Thank you so much. Let's move on. So we have a lesson here. This is a 45-second lesson brought to you by Motorcycle Training Concepts, the MTC Rider Academy. This is one of the lessons that we're having in the basic Smart Rider. So we're going to go ahead and just do it. 45 seconds. Here we go. Locating hazardous situations. Remember, we have intersections that are pretty hazardous. Okay, that's going to be the main one. Corners are a huge one. So intersections, you got left turners. You have road surface hazards. You just have a bunch of idiots, pedestrians, side of the pedestrian, all these things. Corners, failure to negotiate corners. Slow look, press and roll is what you want to do. You want to slow down before the corner. Look for road signage. You have a lot of caution signs. Heavy wind, pretty simple. Lane filtering, we've been watching that this whole time. Night driving, I just talked about that. Vehicle blind spots. Don't hang out in those because they're just going to move over. They don't check their stuff. They're not good drivers. They got their license at 16 and they're like 67 now. They don't have to retake things. I only got 8 seconds, so we got to hurry up. So thank you so much, Motorcycle Training Concepts. MTC Rider Academy is $99 a year. And please sign up. I'll see you guys there. All right, Ray, who at?
Yeah.
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
This is Unit 1, Lesson 1. Let's jump right
Stop
into it.
that. Let's pause that. There we go. How you guys doing today? How you guys doing today? I'm a little bit big.
Oh, what a day.
That's what she said. Gosh, it's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah. How's everybody? Just wanted to come by and thank me for all the information and knowledge shared. Hey, no problem, Ramon. What's up? What's Harry? What's up, Harry? Christopher got the LS2 helmet. Yeah, I finally got a modular helmet, but there's definitely some really good, nice ones out there. LS2 is a great brand. But yeah, the Reacts Ultra Mesh. The Reacts. Why am I so big? I don't like looking at my face that much. There we go. Reacts Ultra Mesh. Reacts is the Revzilla brand. Revzilla and the heck? Exposure's a little awkward. Reacts is the Cycle Gear Komodo Holdings brand. I like them. They're pretty good. Pretty expensive too. What neck protections out there? They do have neck protection for like dual sport riders and dirt bike riders, but I haven't seen. I don't know why that's not a thing for street riding. Outside of the fact that aspect of it could affect your head checks, but I don't see why that would be. I don't see how that would be an issue. I don't know. Those neck protectors from dual sporting and off-roading. Hey Dan, I just got a new Indian Chief and I've been watching your videos so I can get ready to ride it. I'm currently on a Honda 250 Enduro. Thanks for Honda 250 to Indian Chief. That's a big jump, but Indian's a great brand. You're gonna love it. The Indian Chief's amazing. It's a lot of fun. You're gonna have a great time, man. Long time listener, watcher, first time catching a live session. How you doing, Christopher? Just kind of hanging out here before we got a long stream today. We're gonna do eight videos. I gotta prepare for some stuff. I'll be out of town this weekend, and so I won't be able to do much. And I've been prepping all last week. So what we do here at the beginning of these live streams, we just kind of chitty chat and talk about kind of like what's going on, and we jump into it. Once again, let's get to 100 likes. That's 100 people signed in, and we'll get started around that time, unless we got some more stuff we got to talk about. Mister, how you doing? Change your own tire the other day. First time using a 22 tire spoon. Yeah, dude, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You did double check everything, make sure everything's good. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Enjoy the Indian. Yeah, exactly. Enjoy that, man. How you doing, man, Stan? Royal Enfield. How you doing, Freddy Krueger? 2 months ago, but a car pulled out in front of me and got in an accident. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry to hear about that. Put that up there. Sorry to hear about that. Sometimes stuff like that just happens. Sometimes there's nothing you could do, and then afterwards you could probably think about what you could do, but it is what it is, and that's why we wear personal protective equipment. That's why we wear gear, just in case something like that happens. Just in case. So, let me get this thing. Get my jacket out. Sometimes it gets cold, and it's cold at the academy. So I just got confirmation because I know some of you guys were wondering what's going on with the DGR. Just got confirmation we made it to 88th place out of 100. Which means that we're going to get the 2023 DGR heat-in helmet. So thank you guys so much for helping me raise so much money for the past 2 months. I think it came down to $23,000 over the course of all the raising of the monies, and we raised like $4,600 this year. So thank you guys so much. Next year I'll be wearing that helmet during the DGR, so I really appreciate it. A lot of good learning lessons. I went and got a tailored suit, didn't turn out well. Was able to return it, and I was able to use just a jacket and some True Classic pants. But next year I'm going to have more time, and I'm going to figure out how to start raising money for the DGR before the DGR even starts. So my goal is to continue and continue and continue to keep raising more and more money. So I appreciate you guys with all the support. We were able to sell a bunch of digital booklets and cone booklets and everything for the discounted price because you guys were able to donate so much. It's great. Thank you guys so much. Is there any times of the day you avoid riding? I don't like riding at night, especially out here because there's just so many potholes and they're hard to find at night. But for the most part, it's mainly just, it's not necessarily time of day though. Like I'll ride at night. If it's raining like crazy, I just don't feel like riding. I just don't feel like it. It's not that it's not safe. I just don't want to get all wet. How you doing, Danger Ranger? Alan T, how you doing? Tim Byrne, how you doing? Marusa? Yeah, they see you with the bright yellow instead of black. That's why I wear a white helmet. You usually see like a little white head, my bobbing head bouncing around. Make a protective boots like X-Cross boots for some more comfy shoes, but not as protective. I use Tech 7 Enduro boots, but they're very rigid. I mean, it's risk versus reward. At some point, it's gonna become inconvenient to wear those, and you won't wear motorcycle boots. And you'll just wear regular shoes, and then you get into the issue of now you're just saying, I'm not gonna wear these boots anymore, and you just start wearing regular shoes. Something happens, boom. That's where complacency really kicks in. And so, finding the balance or just, having some discipline and wearing some of those rigid boots all the time, it's up to you. But for the most protection, yeah, the rigid boots, least protection motorcycle shoes, it's up to you with that risk management. I like to find the middle ground and find some flexible boots that are meant for like walking. And that's what I got. I got some boots from, I think TCX. Get an adventure bike and look for potholes. How you doing, Logo? How you doing? Got the quad lock order shifty? What tips you got for gear for people that don't have much money? So here's the thing, start saving up. So first and foremost, start saving up. Find out what you can do in your budget when it comes to not spending as much. You'll realize that you spend quite a bit of money at the convenience store. You realize you spend a lot of money on things you don't need that have just become habit, like going out and getting a bunch of energy drinks or constantly eating out for dinner or lunch or whatever. Over the course of like 2 months, you could probably save enough for, let's say, a helmet. So if all you can do, let's say you have like $300 right now that you can spend money on, you're probably not going to get a full set of gear. That's perfectly fine. So start off with a helmet. Over the course of the next 2 months, maybe you can afford to get gloves because you started, working with your budget. Over the course of 6 months, you might be able to outfit yourself fully with gear because you've been disciplined in your spending habits. And then you can get back into your old spending habits, or you can continue saving money for other things. But don't cheap out. Like, don't go on Amazon, find the cheapest helmet, gloves, pants, jacket, boots, because it fits all within $300, but they're not safe. So just budget yourself. Think of a longer time horizon of 6 months versus I got to get everything now. And then just be safe as possible in between those from now until you get full gear. Started riding to a class at Harley for my endorsement. I have a little Ninja 250 and it's hella windy on the interstate. Should I even consider riding on the highway yet? Yeah, you can. The crosswinds are probably the biggest part. Here's the thing is that when you're riding and let's say you get a crosswind coming from this way. So like this is your left. So we'll just say this is the left. you're riding straight, all of a sudden crosswind hits you, or it's just consistent for like the next, it's like the next like 5 miles, just boom, and it's just so much. If it's coming in from the left side, stick out your left knee, like you're gonna do some knee dragging, but you're not. You're still vertical. Okay, stick your knee out. It's gonna create like a sail, and that's gonna help you with your upper body not being so tense, because it's actually gonna help you pull towards the crosswind. And you're just constantly switching knees to stick out, depending on where the crosswind is. If the wind is at your front, get used to that wind hitting your chest. Maybe tuck it in just a little bit. But if the wind's at your back, you're just going faster. Zoom in. There you go. Yeah, try that out. Try that out, logo. Yeah, just stick your knee out. So like your knees are like this, right? So like your knees are like this, like down. I know it's kind of weird looking knee. Down, but then like if the wind's coming from this direction, so it's like coming in this way, just stick your knee out like this. Just hold it out, and all of a sudden it's gonna like help pull you towards the wind when the wind is pushing you away. It'll help you balance it out. A lot of people in Brazil, nice. That watch this, sweet. Greetings from Poland. How you doing? It's Vitblin. Very nice. Those are beautiful looking bikes. Just had your first riding lessons on public road city. How'd it go, Christopher? Yeah, we're just kind of hanging out right now, like I said. What's up, Snacks? We're just kind of hanging out right now. We're getting things situated. We have a lot to do today. Giving some updates on what I'm establishing here. 2 weeks ago, I made the announcement that I was retiring DanDanTheFireman, that I was going to retire. Got some good feedback. Got some good information. People really wanted me to stay, so still going to retire. But it made it to where maybe I didn't express it as best I possibly could. So DanDanTheFireman, this is pretty much going to retire, but the coaching, the teaching, everything I'm doing is not. It's almost like I have my own local store, mom and pop shop, and it's doing well. Everyone is enjoying it, but I want to go national, so I have to leave that store and just become the head of the national stores. That's pretty much it. Like, I'm not leaving. It's just I'm not going to be shaking your hand walking in through the door every time. So, the main thing here is I'm just transitioning from creating all the content to maintaining the strategy for the content, and then getting people that are more talented than I am to make it. So I'm giving myself a year to do that, and the way I want to do that is I'm setting up standard operating procedures and guidelines, and creating a full academy. I'm working on some Discord community events, promotions. So what I'm really doing, what is my national store? Motorcycle Training Concepts. The Motorcycle Training Concepts YouTube channel and MTC Rider Academy is going to be the national thing. So my goal is to like hire a bunch of instructors to kind of bring their expertise. Right now I'm talking to somebody that might do a mechanical class. I'm working on a passenger riding class. I'm working on a few other classes. I got like 15 of them. I got a stunt riding class, a motovlogging class. So a lot of you guys can want to get into motovlogging. Lots of little things like that. But right now, the main goal is to finish up the basic Smart Rider class course, and we'll get that going. We'll still, Corporal Punisher, we'll still use the after action review process, because that is still very, very important. But now it's not just going to be after action reviews. It's going to be like a mixture of how to, after action, awareness type class, where it's like, here's just the information you might need to get started. If you want to get further education, here's how you get there. So that would be like an intro to stunt riding, but we're not going to teach you stunt riding. We're going to show you resources to take stunt riding, but this is how you should go into stunt riding, type of a feel. Just like little things like that. We're moving things around. We're trying to be a more comprehensive organization. I need to get some nasal spray. One second. Basically, what I'm trying to like make it into different kind of understandings here. So think of, okay, try this. I've been going to I have my own store, and I've been going to the farmer's market every weekend for the past 6 years. And now I want to open up like 5 stores within the town versus going to the farmer's market every time. That's I'm not leaving anywhere. Like what I'm producing is not leaving. It's just I'm trying to serve more people. So I can't keep going to the farmer's market every weekend. Maybe here and there. But now I got to like go to this like the 5 stores and make sure everything's running well. I'll still do stuff. It's just that it might not be like, it just might not look like the way it looks. Did I ever show pics from the DGR? Yes, Dragon's Free on Instagram. I did. And then I did post some on the community page of DanDanTheFireman. Got to go from employee to CEO. Exactly, Nomad. That's the best way I can describe that. Owner-operator to just owner. Let's see. Maybe we can show some pictures. I was having too much fun. There we go. So I'm going to take myself off the screen. There we go. So yeah, this was kind of the ride. This is how many people we were in the back, and there's a bunch of people turning. Obviously, let's go and get the pen out. That's what I look like. Now. This is all on my Instagrams. It's all my Instagrams. There's the beard. So I wore last year's DGR helmet, and this one got all screwed up. But that's how much we raised, $4,667. So there's that one, and then here's the quad lock. Yeah. I am 5'6". Yeah, All-American Prepper. I wanna continue sharing the videos and doing everything. I want to continue doing that, but I'm finding a process. Focus. There we go. I want to find a process that allows me to multiply that. So that's why I'm developing the mentorship program and this whole training system, so that if I decide to just straight up stop, then what I've done will continue. So, because you gotta realize at some point, like, this will end. Like, I'll die at some point, or I'll decide to do something different, but I don't want the information I have to go away if I leave. So I want people to continue working and like producing educational content, and that I feel like that's something I can do still. So that's something I want to do. But creating content, like creating videos, going out riding and creating the videos, guys, I've been doing that for 11 years, and I feel like I want to go to the next step. Since 2011, I've been writing, and since then I've been posting, or at least creating videos. Not consistently, but I've been creating videos since then, and since 2015, very seriously been creating videos. So that's 7 years. And typically what I've noticed, like in the fire service, is that around 3 to 5, a firefighter wants to either become a paramedic or an engineer or something different. And around 7 to 9, it's about when people become captains. And so like I'm at year 7, and I'm ready to kind of like go to the next step and then allow new people take over what I've been doing, just with the strategy that I've been able to come up with. Will we see you do any more riding videos where you're riding around your neighborhood? Yes, Alan. We'll be doing some more stuff like that, especially for motorcycle training concepts. So a lot of the riding videos I'll be doing is for motorcycle training concepts, but we'll see how everything goes when it comes to Dan and the Fireman. Yeah, exactly. No bad. I want to build the legacy of what we're doing here at Motorcycle Training Concepts. Will I teach people to become instructors? Yes. For each state, I mean, it's wherever they're at, and that's the thing, is that Motorcycle Training Concepts and what we do here, it's all first principles. So, and now I'm like explaining a lot of like my strategy and what I'm doing. And so like what I am is I'm a very reductionist thinker. So very complex concepts, right? Motorcycle training concepts, very complex things. How can I reduce that down to the basic fundamental of how to do it, and start there? Because you can have the massive concept of how to ride on the interstate, and you have all these different concerns now. It's like wind, traffic, speed, like all these different, like very complex things you got to figure out. But at the end of the day, what is it that you have control over? And so like I start reducing. It's like, okay, we're going straight. Worry about merging. High speed is pretty scary, so we're gonna get used to that. How do we train you to get used to high speed? Let's remove the traffic. Let's remove like a windy day. We're going straight. So now I'm reducing even further. We're going straight at high speed. So how do we reduce that even further? We get on the on-ramp. We get up to speed. We get off on the next off-ramp. Slow it down. We do a U-turn over the bridge. Get on the on-ramp. Get to speed. Get on the off-ramp. Return it. And so like that's how I think. And then all of a sudden a car is going to show up naturally. Now we got used to the speed. We got used to getting off the off-ramp, so that's our safety. Now there's a vehicle. Let's talk about merging. And so I'm just constantly doing that, and that's how I'm going to be able to teach instructors. Like, take your time. Empathetic teaching, active listening. Reduce it. Here's the process on how to do it. Versus just saying, blah, blah, blah. You got to watch out for this. You got to watch out for this. You got to watch out for this. You got to do 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 this. You got blah, blah, blah. All these freaking things. And it's very overwhelming. It's very overwhelming. Yeah. So my main goal is to make it simple for a mentor. That's what I'm going to be calling them instead of instructors, mentors. On helping somebody get used to stuff like that. And of course we utilize Cardo, Quadlock, and all those other people for to do that. Do I offer in-person classes now? Ricky Bobby, I'm working on getting not necessarily a seminar script, but I'm working on condensing the basic Smart Rider course into 8 to 10 sessions. And so I've been thinking about, and there's a place local here, Gear Shifters, that I'm in communication with them, and they've been very open to possibly holding some classes there. And so what I want to do is be able to hold like a 45-minute class, over 10 45-minute classes over the course of a couple weekends, multiple weekends. And we'll be live, well, not live, but we'll be recording that and then posting that for the MTC Rider Academy. But that's the first step. After that, it'll be more hands-on type stuff. Z-Flare, exactly. Exactly. Silver Cents, coins, and collectibles passed the MSF last week. Thanks to the video, they helped me study. Got 100% across the board. Yeah. Thomas, you just gotta do what you gotta do. All-American Prepper. I'm working on SOGs, Standard Operating Guidelines. I like guidelines over policies because guidelines are more so like bumpers in bowling, versus a policy is like, this is how you have to do it. I like people to think for themselves. I'm creating standard operating guidelines across the board for highway riding, night riding, rain riding, snow riding, how to handle a crash, how to handle this, how to handle this, how to handle this. And my goal is to have like a book that I can give to clubs and riding groups and be like, here's some standard operating guidelines. You guys can use them if you want. But if anybody has any questions, here you go. This is how you do it. Goal is to have a video accompany it so that it's like a little training thing. So if like a new member comes in, you hand them a book and be like, learn this. Learn all of this. This is how we do it. If you have any questions, watch the video. If you have any questions, ask your mentor or your sponsor or whoever, however you do that. But this way I can give you the training materials so that you guys aren't making things up, or at least you have something kind of like a standard. I would love that, Dragon's Fury. If you have anyone who teaches Australian, I'm from Australia, and I've been watching you for a fair bit of time now, and in your videos and locations crashes are everywhere in the world. Yeah, exactly. No, I don't have anyone, but part of what I'm doing on the Discord is that we have 10,000 members in the Discord, and that's going to be my first start in an online riding group. Okay, I don't want to call it a club because we don't necessarily have the club aesthetic since we're just enthusiasts, but who knows? It might turn into a club. But I understand that there are some, like there's an actual hierarchy, and you have to talk to club members around your local area. So riding groups pretty much don't have to do that since it's not as structured. But I've been wanting to create some promotions, events, some fun things for the Discord members, and hyper focus on that. And the MTC Rider Academy is going to be, the training aspect of that. So this is how you get all your training materials. We're at 100 sign-ins. Very nice. Yeah, now it's not a non-issue. Yeah, once you get used to it and you do it enough, it's not that big of an issue. I said 2 o'clock. Yeah, things happened. I got a lot of stuff to do today. Whew. There we go. Let's go into the classroom. Why is my head cut off? Somebody messing with the camera? Jeez. Go ahead and grab your donuts. Grab your donuts. The chair melted. Yeah, we changed it up just a little bit. Just a little bit. This is why you need PPE. Yeah, Marusa, riding lesson in the rain. Like, let's just throw you in the deep end. And so then now it's like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. One second, let me grab some boots, because we do have a boot. Oh, we're not. Are we doing this one right now? We're not doing this one right now. Oh yeah, we are doing this one, but we're doing a different. So we're gonna talk about boots real quick. So let me grab some boots. So these are my boots. TCX. Oops. They allow airflow in these holes. These are meant for like walking, so they're not as stiff, but yeah, they work for me. They work for me. Yeah, exactly, Josh. And that's the thing, is that it's all principle based. You know, it's all reduced to the very common denominator here, and should be able to handle it. Do I have a certain routine for breaking in new tires? Just taking it easy for the first like 100 miles. No hard accelerations. Basically, treat your new tires as though you're rain riding for the first 100 miles. So easy on the acceleration, easier on the turning. Give yourself more total stopping distance so that you can brake slower with your progressive braking, just for the first 100 miles. Just for the first 100 miles of those tires. Pretend your tires are perpetually wet for the first 100 miles. And that's being very generous, because it's probably around the first 50 miles, but I like to give myself double. That's all. Nothing special. Don't scrub them in. Just take the turns nice and easy. Accelerate nice and easy. Progressively brake nice and easy for the first 100 miles. That's how I do it. Never had an issue. Knock on wood. All right, guys. What piece of advice would you wish you had gotten when you first started? It's very easy. Let's see how I can talk to little Dan here. Let's get some music while I think. Well, there you go, Robert. In 2 days, you'll have your tires scrubbed in, basically. Huh. I would tell little Dan. So the question is, what piece of advice do you wish you had gotten when you first started? Don't rush into anything. Don't rush into riding with a passenger. Don't rush into going long distance without being prepared. Don't rush into thinking that you need to go faster to become better. Like, it's just don't be in a rush. Just enjoy the fact that you're riding on a motorcycle for now. If you want to learn something new, or if you want to do something new, like long distance, have a passenger, what are the things that you need to do it safely? Start, like, that's for anything. Track day. You want to do a track day? What are the things you need to do it safely? Going out of town, what are the things you need to do it safely? Riding with a passenger, what is it you need to do it safely? Like, that should be the common question. All right, guys, I think we're going to get started. We're going to hit that record button. You guys know how it works. These videos go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So this video will be this Friday. This one that we're going to be doing right here will be out this Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We're doing 8 videos today, so it's going to be a long session. We're going to take our time. We're going to have breaks in between. We're just going to hang out and chat in between. Grab yourself a drink, go to a little pee-pee, poo-poo, and everything like that in between. But we're doing 8. We're doing 8. Because I'm going to get the week after that done too, because I'll be out of town. So, with that said, let's go ahead and hit that record button. And let's get jumping into this. This is Moto Madness. Right here, we got a bunch of riders up front. What do we got here? We're merging. Okay, we're doing pretty good. We got an intersection coming up, so we're going to be in orange stage. There you go. It turned into yellow. Are we going to panic? There's the panic. Ooh. Oh, he has a traumatic brain injury. That is a concussion. He's out. He's rebooting. Gamble donated $20. That graphic does not work for this situation. It's pretty funny, but this isn't a funny accident. This is where we rescue. Okay, so he did get knocked out. Head injury symptoms. Assume a spinal cord injury. He's walking now. Okay, that's a good sign.
We're good.
At this point, okay, everything's broken. At this point, I would tell him, hey, dude, I got this. You go sit down. You sit down, I have the rest. Like, these are the situations where you quite literally just have your friend, dude, I got you. I got you. And that's where we just handle it ourselves. And you are now dependent on me to finish the job. That's fine. We're here to support each other. You're my friend. I care about more about your safety. Thank you, Gambaloni, with the donation. So we're coming up to an intersection right here. We're in orange stage. We're riding with a group. Maybe we don't see it. Maybe we saw it last second. Maybe we're going too fast. Everyone decides to stop. This is why you ride your own ride. There's been many times during a group ride where we just got separated because of lights. I just chose not to go through the light because it was red. They went when it was like a yellow, but for me it was red, so I decided to stop. And this is why we talk on our cardos and say, hey, I'm staying at the light. And my buddies, even though they might get frustrated with me, I don't know, they would pull over at like a gas station, kind of wait there, and then I'll be like, all right, it's green, I'm heading out. And then from there they get back on the road and we kind of merge back together. Not a big deal. It's a nice little break for everybody. It's pretty whatever. Either way, it prevents a lot of situations like this because we're getting up to this point. It's going to be red. Everyone's going to decide to stop, and he locks up his brakes. So we start losing traction on that rear tire. Probably lost traction on that rear tire because he slammed that rear brake. And right here, this is going to be a high side. He gets flipped out, and that's what a high side looks like. High sides are pretty dangerous. So you get all the forces from the motorcycle into a slingshot, transmitted into you, and then you go flippity-floppity. And then so here, though, we're going to land on the top of our head. So we're talking about cervical spine and head injury symptoms. You can get into neurogenic shock symptoms where your nervous system decides not to work anymore, and therefore your organs start to fail, and that's not good, okay? And your circulatory system just widens and dumps everything out, so you go into more of like a shocky, low blood pressure symptoms. So we're going to hit our head. There's the smash. He is still cognizant and aware to a point. He knows that typically humans stand up. I'm talking about his brainstem here, trying to talk. It's like, okay, I should probably stand up. Oh, I lost all my balance. Now, when it comes to the rescue card, remember disorientation, nausea, vomiting, vision impairment, loss of balance, and/or persistent headache. And then same thing here when it comes to spinal cord injury symptoms. He has no balance right now. He's fumbling. His blood pressure decided to drop. His legs decided not to work anymore because they got shut off. And then he is out. So blood pressure completely tanked. If you don't have any blood pressure, or if it's too low, you're not having the nutrients and the oxygen and everything in your brain decides to shut off, and it's like, well, we can go ahead and lay down, and therefore the blood pressure and all the blood is just going to go side to side versus going against gravity. This is better to keep the brain alive, so it shuts it off, and now you're on the ground. Problem is when that happens, you smack your head again. If you notice, he smacked his head again. So you have a possible head injury just from that. Thankfully, he has a helmet. But still, you're going to have that coup contra coup where your brain's going to be sliding in the cerebral spinal fluid and hits the inside of your skull. I know I'm throwing a lot of terms out there, but here's the reason why we wear gear, okay? As smart riders, we're wearing personal protective equipment. That helmet probably prevented a skull fracture twice now. So he's completely out. His body's going to reboot, and there it is. And that's happening because the blood pressure stabilized because he's laying down. Okay, so I'm telling you all this for a very important reason, everybody.
his blood pressure decided to stabilize because his body decided to shut it down. And so he's flat. And this is why when we talk about stopping any external bleeding, lay them down, monitor any changes, and keep the rider warm. Because the moment you stand them up, guess what? Their blood pressure with the TBI and any injuries that they might have, the moment you stand them up, there's a possibility the brain stem is going to be like, let's shut it back down. And then they dump again and they fall down again and possibly have another head injury again. So this is why it's very important to kind of sit them down. Yes, we're in the road. This is why we have to ensure our own safety, look out for hazards, block traffic and everything. But this is very important. This is very serious. He's not doing too well. So when I say, let's go ahead and take his bike off the road for him, let's go ahead and get one person on one side, one person on the other side, one person in front of him, and even one person behind him, and let's walk him to the edge of the road next to on the sidewalk. Because if he does dump and his body does fail, we have 4 people to catch him. Because we have enough people, right? Look at, there's 1, 2, us, 3, 4, 5 people to help.
I think I just got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, you did. So I'd be concerned about cervical spine issues. His skull is not doing too well. We can sit here. This is fine. We don't have to get out of people's way. They can get out of our way to get to work or whatever. We have an injured human here. So right here, when I see him walking his own bike, my biggest concern is that he is actively using his circulatory system. He's using his respiratory system. He's using his musculoskeletal system. His body's being taxed to move a bike, and he has a head injury. Okay, or he had one. He still could have some effects from it. And so at any point, his body could be like, we're being taxed too much. Let's go ahead and shut it off again. And so this is why I was saying, hey, as the people that haven't crashed, let's move his bike for him. And then all 4 of us walk with him to the side of the road. And then let's sit him down, let his blood pressure stabilize, check everything, get EMS on scene, let them check their blood pressure, check their vitals, check the EKG, everything. And then he can decide, hey, I don't want to go to the hospital. That's perfectly fine. Let's get some people here. But that's what I was trying to get at. This is very serious. He got very lucky. I'm happy that he's doing well, but this is how I would handle the scene. This is how I would handle it. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. All right, so Moto Snow Vlogs. Okay, it's a yellow. It's an intersection. Watch out. We got traffic up ahead. Okay, this is going to give me more of an orange stage situation. We have a right turn coming up. We got to slow it down. Ooh. Interesting edit.
Yeah.
Interesting edit.
No, I'm good. That was my fault. I'm sorry. I'm
Interesting. I'm glad they're.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad the rider's walking. Okay, so let's take a quick look at this. So it's right turn only. It's a red light. You see how it's a red light? So our buddy decides that this is the person in front. They're looking behind. Recognize the crash. Write in the comments what we could have done differently. I think this one's obvious. I think this one's obvious.
Yeah.
I think we shouldn't be running through intersections on a red light.
Sorry about that.
Because now your bike is totaled. Your bike is totaled. You ran a red light. You caused a collision. Now you have insurance. Now you have a fine. Now you have issues when it comes to criminality. You have civil issues.
You got a plate on this anymore?
No.
Yeah. All right. So what we have here is we have a boots lesson. This is from Unit 2. Okay. So this is from Motorcycle Training Concepts, MTC Rider Academy. Sign up now. But we're going to talk about boots. So we have below the ankle boots, which is going to be like your normal shoes. Above the ankle boots is going to be more like this. Okay. It's going to be more like hiking boots. It's going to cover a little bit more of your ankle. And then shin high boots is going to be a little bit more like this. Okay. This is going to be about mid shin, a little bit 3/4 shin. So these are different kinds of boots that you can have on a motorcycle. Below ankle, obviously it's not going to protect the ankle and above. Above ankle, it's going to protect a little bit of the ankle, and shin high is going to protect more. What you typically have is you have armor. You have like a nice little circle pad here for armor. You have a mid-shank sole. You have reinforced stitching. And you have different types of ways to get in and out. I like to have Velcro and a zipper versus having some shoelaces. But the main goal here is to protect our feet when it comes to getting in a crash and even putting our foot down and slipping out on a red light. So this is going to be a 60-second lesson, Unit 2. Check it out. But let's get right back into this. Biker states we had a slow rider with us, so the lead biker decided to go around the roundabout. He just keeps going. Ooh. Yeah, you gotta indicate at some point. Do I have any tips, videos or tips going over and avoiding obstacles for newer riders? There's an old video of what you can do if you're gonna go over like a small obstacle, like a squirrel or a small 2x4. Give it a little bit of blip before going over. That's gonna raise the front end. Also, the main thing here is lifting your butt up off the seat and using your legs as suspension. Responsibly rowdy. Interesting. Okay, filmed with a potato. We can't see much. That was a sharp right turn indicating sign. We have chevrons right there. Making this turn. We have our buddy up in front. We have a sharp right, sharp left, coming up. Okay, so sharp right, sharp left. Here we go. Hopefully nobody low sides because this is pretty low. And there is the low side. Lost traction on that rear tire, going pretty fast. Okay, not something we want to do, but we're just, enjoying ourselves, having some fun. This is why, as a smart rider, we acquire and use personal protective equipment. Okay, because if we do crash, because we're trying our best. If you notice, he has the ram mount and so many little straps to keep it on there. Just grab yourself a quad lock. It's gonna lock it in. Anyways, wear full gear just in case something like this happens. We lost traction because we leaned it too far. Also because we're speeding up. Okay, we need traction for acceleration, deceleration, and turning. Well, in the middle of a sharp turn at high speeds, you're using almost all of it, if not all of it. The moment you use too much and your tires can't handle it anymore, and there's just not enough tread, not enough traction, you lose it, and then you fall. So slow it down. Luke Aprilia 750. All right, can't see much. The camera's pointed down, but we have a lane filtering situation. This is one of those things that you got to watch out for. They don't check their mirrors when they're making this turn because they assume the only traffic they have is coming at them. So we have to pick up the slack for inadequate driving. So when we see that there's a possibility that somebody could be turning into an intersection, somebody could be turning into a driveway, there's an open lane pattern, whatever it is, we need to roll off that throttle and cover those brakes just in case something happens and find those escape paths. Because while we're planning our ride, we're positioning for safety, locating those hazards, assessing if somebody up in front is a relevant threat, and if they become a threat, we have to be able to get ourselves out of that. This looks like the UK, so they're passing on the right, which is our version of passing on the left.
Just push it, just push it.
This is why I like Arizona's lane filtering laws, because you have to have two lanes of traffic going the same direction, and it has to be under a certain miles per hour, and you can only do it with those two lanes. So if it was a single lane and a single lane going this way, you can't pass in between because there is that possibility of turning in front of you. So we can't lane filter on a yellow. We can only lane filter on the slotted white line. And I like that because this right here is just like lane filtering on a yellow here in the United States. And you don't know if they're going to turn in front of you in either way. So I prefer it when we have two lanes of traffic going in the same direction. There we go, Sacramaniac, CC. Oh no, oh, this is when we rescue our buddies. You notice how it was like a stop, kind of like a flip?
He did a flip.
Yeah, I know. That impact is gonna hit your genitalia. Two people, okay.
Oh.
It's that impact into the body, constantly hitting with those forces. So hopefully he's doing fine. Soft tissue injury, maybe some bruising here and there. Seems to be walking.
Hey, you wanna
Bruising is better
real quick? Hold up.
than broken bones.
Just get a couple people over here. We'll get it out. All right.
Yeah, there's no rush. It's kind of
It's
kind of
cool, bro.
screwed.
Hey.
Maybe it's
At
screwed.
least it'll definitely start, and it'll be good.
Going fast either. I'm braking and that shit locked up and then it was over with.
You did a
Yeah,
double
this
flip,
is why
bro.
motorcycle maintenance is very important. So if it did lock up,
Hey,
like the brakes weren't working well and all that
get a
stuff,
couple
it's very
people over
important
here
to
and get his bike up.
check your bike, maintain it
We're all
well,
gonna work
because if
together
you're in the
though.
middle of a
This is
turn and it
gonna
fails
go
on you,
home.
you're
Hold up.
screwed.
We gotta pick it up.
Don't touch hot parts.
Your bike.
So as motorcyclists, we all know where the hot parts are, but if you have bystanders helping you, explain to them, hey, that's a hot part. Don't grab that. Grab here, grab here, grab here. Basically just tell them only grab these spots. Everything else is hot and will burn you. So let them know about
It's
that.
all good. It's cosmetic. Woo!
That's good if it's only cosmetic.
That bike did flips, bro. I know. I see. That bike did 3 flips.
So right here though,
That bike did flips, bro.
so right up here above my head, I would have somebody around that corner doing this when the cars are coming, because we're still in the road. So I'd have him do this. Thankfully, he's talking on his Cardo Pack Talk Edge to each other. You could talk to your buddy way over there. You can have up to 15 people in a group, dynamic mesh, everything. And that's not super far away, so you guys can talk to each other. But they can say, hey, car's coming, car's coming, car's coming. And so now everyone gets to hear it, but they're also telling people, they're telling them to slow down. So have that, because you don't want somebody just going hauling ass to you, and now you get ran over.
Oh, I know. I see. That bike did 3 flips.
Bandit, thank you. I hope you're doing well too. The bikers were out getting some ride footage on a mountain pass. That's a pretty cool looking shot, man. That's a pretty cool looking shot. If you don't have that skill level, don't try it. Progressively get better and better and try it. Ooh, hit the guardrail. Hit the guardrail. Everyone else is doing fine. Okay. So there's the crash. High impact. What's the mechanism of injury here? Okay. Very high impact. This is when it's time to rescue our buddies.
You okay, Shane?
Oh, he's not moving. Even wearing suitable gear, the biker sustained a broken leg after colliding with the guardrail. Okay, well, it's blurred out. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, I don't have it on this one. This is my own little production. Let's see. I have it over here. Coda rips. Let's see.
You okay, Shane?
Is it an obvious deformity? Let's see. I don't think they're going to show it. But if they blurred it out, it must have been an obvious deformity. So left leg, probably. So the one that's on the ground. Yeah, they're not going to show it. All right. So obvious deformity, broken leg, hits the guardrail. One of those situations. Not good at all.
Well, that is never what you want
Nope.
to happen.
What's up, Janessa? How you doing? Well, I'm glad everyone's doing okay. Glad everyone's doing okay. But yeah, once again, sign up for the MTC Rider Academy. We just raised the prices, but we're going to hopefully get some discounts to you. We'll see. But take the course, Basic Smart Rider, and I'll see you guys later. There it is. There it is. Video number 1. That one's going to go out Friday. That was a wild one. Yeah. Right? Jeez, I was not. I completely forgot about that one. Hey, I'm new. I just want to say thank you for the videos. I've been studying for when I get my first bike in the fall. Nice. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. We got some stuff here. We got another video. This one's from Moto Stars. Do you have a biker patch with the design or logo? I do have
It's on the patch is on the rescue pack. We've been thinking about making some more and some new updated ones. But right now we're focused on the MTC Rider Academy. I haven't been doing products lately. Maybe that's something I need to get back into. Just such a huge investment getting into that kind of stuff, and then all of a sudden nobody buys it. Lots of demand until you put it out there, and then nobody buys. It's pretty interesting. It's funny that I can afford to buy motorcycle gear, but I can't afford to have a broken leg, arm, or any injury. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, the driving world. I'm hoping drivers can watch this too. Oscar CB125R to be delivered end of July in Hamburg. Nice. Been watching for years. Man, you guys watching that long? All right, let's see if we can power through at least the first two. Let's go ahead and get watching into this one. Let's hit that record button, and here we go. Savage B riding. We'll talk more in between the videos. But this one I want to get... Ooh, uncommon thing. Got pushed out. Good job planning his ride. So take a quick look at this one. This person pushed him out. Position located, assessed, navigated almost instantly. Great job. Great job. Doesn't seem like much, but that driver could have switched hard into him. Oh! No. You almost got it. You got it. You got it. That's heavy once it hits that leverage spot. That sucks. That's a big fear of mine. Hey, he's got a quad lock. Very nice. Oh! See, the interest... What I don't get is that when vehicles with their company logo on the side, or at least like their information on the side of it. I mean, this is a Ford Raptor, so this is probably the owner, right? This is not a company truck. This is not a Chevy S10, okay? This is a Ford Raptor. They have their information right there on the back. I don't understand why they drive like idiots. I just don't get it. Quad lock's better than X-Grip ram mount? I believe so, yeah. I like how stable it is and it has a vibration dampener.
Group of bikers
Sharp right turn, 45 miles per hour. We're going pretty slow.
For such situations.
Is this person going to let us through? Whoa. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Good job with the progressive braking. Thankfully, we're going slow and we weren't doing anything stupid. This guy's got a quad lock. And then an Insta360. Oh, time to rescue, or is there enough people there to help? So in situations like this, let's find out if they stopped, or I don't know what they're talking about. Okay, so they didn't stop or they weren't talking. So situations like this, yes, there's people on scene. Think about this real quick. Yes, there's people on scene. There's people helping. Okay. Do you know for a fact if any of these people that are helping have any medical knowledge? Probably not. Probably not. So for me, with the medical knowledge that I do have, and hopefully you guys with, rescue awareness that we're going to be having in Unit 5 after Unit 4, obviously. Unit 4 will be completed at the end of June. So in July, Unit 5, rescue awareness will be coming out, and hopefully you'll get the information you need. I'd love to have your feedback so we can always update and increase the course curriculum. But right here, since I have the knowledge, I'm at least going to stop and then see what everything's being done. And if I feel at that point that if all I'm doing is just an extra pair of hands that is not needed, I'll leave. If I show up and I'm like, hey, does anybody call 911? And they're like, oh, no. You see how now it's like you're being a productive asset to this scene. So I would still pull over and see what's up. Just because there's a bunch of people there, there's no ambulance, there's no cops, there's no first responders. It's just bystanders. I would still show up. Yeah, exactly. You can tell your group, Morris, you can tell your group that you're stopping to help and use your cardo to let them know. Mimi Russo, here we go. Link in the description for all these things and discounts.
Decides to provoke him. Very quickly how senseless.
Good swerve. Don't do anything else. They turned. You would do the same thing. Ay. Law of gross tonnage, dude. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. Stop. It's a Ford Ranger. You're still gonna lose, right? Hey, Purr, how you doing? Oh, there's the impact. I really want, yeah, can we get the editor to put the F around and find out, dude? You know, with the graph and everything? Yeah? No, we can't? Okay. Well, guys, imagine this guy effing around and then finding out. So this truck that decided to turn right
Mistake and decides to provoke
did it with the anticipation that the other vehicles are slow to go.
him a little. The rider landed very quick.
Okay. So right here, the rider's lane filtering not within a lane at all. Could choose left or right.
Let go of the driver making a mistake and decides to provoke him
Chooses to go right. Okay, well, you can still choose to go in the left lane. Not a big deal.
a little. The rider landed very quick.
But you wanted to fight over this and showcase who you are. Also, gas prices are absolutely ridiculous in California. So we're getting to this point, constantly arguing, fighting around, seeing who has the bigger one. And then, oh, look it, law of gross tonnage, you lost. You both impacted each other, but you fell, he didn't. So don't start something you can't finish. Having some fun on the bike. We're gonna go accelerate through. Watch out for that. Good job with the progressive braking. Handled it. Thankfully, we weren't going super fast. It's a Prius. Be careful. Don't hit their mirror. They get mad. Watch out for path of travel violations from pedestrians. Okay, you purposely stopped there to be a jerk. Okay, so EMK, we're just gonna skip you. You're doing stuff for the funsies. All right, so from what I understand, the little rubber duckies is a Jeep thing. It's a Jeep thing. Interesting. All right, having some fun off-road. It's kind of like a Jeep, right? Just with two wheels. Here we go. Can't see much. Everything's filmed with a potato. We have something in the roadway. Whoa. Cool. Kind of a... All right, he does it. You do you, buddy. Oh, did he crash? Oh, there we go. We got some clarity.
Yeah, are you, why are you driving like an... Jesus Christ.
Looks like he's got dirt in his eyes. All right, there you go. Just say what you wanted to say and get yourself out of there. All right, so we got the Smart Rider Drill Boxer's Glove. Now, this is one of my favorites because what you're doing is when you start here, you're doing a really sharp left turn. Now, if you notice, it's a moderate exercise. Very sharp left turn over the first cone on the right side. And then you go super wide. So this is where you pick up speed and you go around the 3 cones, but then you got to cut it in pretty sharp. Make sure you go around that second cone, and then you come to a stop with good progressive braking. So I like this one because right here is that sharp turn. So you're actually taking off as quick as you can, right? Because we're trying to go a little bit fast. But then you have to slow it down and do a sharp U-turn. This is a very sharp U-turn. It's very difficult if you're trying to take it too fast. But then you can actually pick up speed. So this is really cool because about this point, I'm staring at this cone. So when I'm staring at the cone, I know I got to get going. And once I get up to here, I'm staring at this cone. And so then I just keep going, and then I hit that nice progressive stopping. Great fun drill. Do it 10 times. See how fast you can go, but we're going to move on to the next one. Little Adventures.
He failed to react to the car's braking in front of him and unfortunately ended his ride in a rather costly manner.
Okay. Slamming the brakes, you're going to run right into him. This is why you have to plan your ride a little bit better. Position for safety. That was not the right position for safety. And once the plan method gets out of the way, you're going to see that this person has that bike stuck on his leg. Like there's so many different things that can happen after an incident like this. So bad position for safety. We're right behind the vehicle. You see the brake lights. We're probably white staged. See the brake lights. Now we slam the brakes. Okay. We don't have enough total stopping distance to be able to stop. So when we're in this position, we're going to have to swerve out of the way. But we can't do that because we're in a terrible position. We weren't paying attention. Just a lack of experience or just wasn't there. Okay, you can not be there, not paying attention because of intoxication, because you're drowsy, because you're just looking at your phone, you're not paying attention, you're just staring at it, you're reading text messages from your girlfriend and then your wife. Just not really paying attention at all. Okay, so that's not what you want to be doing. So go ahead and plan your ride a little bit better, position for safety off to the sides. Okay, locate any hazardous situations. Hey, brake lights. Assess if it's a relevant threat. It's right in front of you. Yes, it is. You're going to have to navigate around that,
Okay, you're gonna have to do some swerving, because if you don't, you're gonna impact, and now you're gonna crush your right leg. Okay, your right knee is gonna get smashed and everything. Wear gear. Pay attention. All right, T-Rex, here we go. Okay, we've seen this one. This guy impacts somebody, hits his head right there. Very terrible incident. We've already talked about that one in the past. He's got a traumatic brain injury. Rui Fernandez. Okay, good job with the progressive braking. Okay, happens. Intersections, we're in orange stage. We're prepped and ready during intersections. This is a very common sight. Okay, it's the side of the vehicle pattern. He's applying some progressive braking when he needs to. Thankfully, I mean, he squeezed that, so hopefully he has ABS. That probably is what saved him. How you guys doing today? Elmez, how you doing? Going through here again, another side of the vehicle. Okay, found the escape. If you notice, he couldn't... Yeah, he could have stopped in time, but... Here's the escape path right there. Okay, this is what we got. This is all we have. We got to take it. Okay, because we decided not to apply the brakes, so we have to do the escape. So an escape could either be applying good progressive braking and let them in. An escape could be a swerving to the left. An escape could be a swerving to the right. An escape can also be accelerating through an open spot. That's what it could be, right? An escape path for a running back in American football is you find that open spot, okay? It's not stopping, not all the time. You could juke people, right? Swerve. But here, we found an open spot. We run through it. These are the two offensive linemen. We got to get ourselves out of here. There we go. Move through it. Escape. Run. Shoot through it. But if in motorcycling, if we could have just let this person in, especially if they were continuing to go, and this was like a little bit of a different situation, that would have been a solution. If there was no car here, we could have swerved left. So right here in this situation, accelerating through is what we can do. And he did it. He did it. Seems like we're getting into a lot of problems here. Go Cowboys. Another side of the vehicle. Okay. Now, is speed a factor? Are we going too fast for the area? That's an open lane pattern right there. You guys see that? That was an open lane pattern. So right here, we have that van in the middle going faster than the vehicles on the right side. That car is stuck behind that vehicle, so they decided to switch into the left lane. You would do the same thing if you're that car stuck. As the motorcycle rider seeing this happen and play out in front of you, you recognize that pattern, more than likely switch over or be prepared for somebody doing that. If they decide to do that, because we're planning our ride, remember, we're assessing if this is going to be a relevant threat. We locate it's a hazardous situation. Let's go ahead and navigate around it if we have to. There it is. We're going to go ahead and honk the horn instead of switching lanes. Switch lanes first, then honk. You notice how it's the same person with a RAM mount. This phone case. Now this phone case. It's because his phone fell out. If he just had a quad lock, he keeps breaking his phones. Ooh, another side of the vehicle. That was a line of sight issue. I wonder if that person had a stop sign, because it did not look like they stopped. So he did decent braking. All right, different person finally. All right, some wheelies. Ooh, oh! Side impact to the left hip, not good. Lost his phone because he's using a RAM mount. Hey, good job with, whoa, that was a great job with road surface hazards. Street riding isn't as dangerous as people make it seem. He's going through a corner. He made that adjustment. You guys see that? So he's going through the corner, because remember, as a smart rider, we're seeking and recognizing and understanding, and then we have to do something when we see a hazard. Okay, if our fundamental skill kicks in, because we're locating this hazard, we're assessing if it is, and then we're going to navigate around it. So he sees the gravel, and he swerves around it mid-turn. Good job. And do you think he would have been able to do that if he was going super fast? We'll just watch it one more time. There it is. Good job with that. Quad lock doesn't make a case for your phone. I'm not sure I trust the stick-on attachment thing. 3M tape is pretty strong. I use 3M tape for the GoPros. I've used 3M tape for a lot of things. I would trust it. But I can see the concern. I definitely could see that concern. Hey, that was an open lane pattern right there. Look at that traffic, though. Go ahead and lane filter if you want to. Don't worry about it too much. Masato Tosaka.
Going around the corner. We're going a little too wide there. Almost hit the guardrail. Be very careful on the next turn. All right, we're on the side of the road. We have cops. What do we got? What did we do? He's got a quad lock right there. It's a quad lock.
I'm not writing tickets. Just please slow down, guys. None of the lane changing. Okay? All right.
Sorry.
You got it?
Yeah, got it.
What does it mean, what the F guns? Yeah, I don't like this song either. What does it mean, what the F guns? That he's got a holster? Okay. Sam ZX 10R. All right, side of the vehicle. Got a quad lock. Whoa, they switched to the third. First available lane there, Kia Soul. So good job with the escape path. We shouldn't be going this fast. They probably weren't anticipating that, but still, good job with the escape. Handled it. Straw Dragon. Ooh, yeah, you almost right in that red. All right, sometimes it happens. Good job not going when it's green. Okay, so take a look. It's green light. It's green light. Let's go. Might have been hit. That person found out last second. If they kept going and we decided to go right when it was green, we would have gotten hit. So green doesn't always mean go. It means look both ways and then go. Okay? Because of situations like that. So good job on this rider, Straw Dragon. You did a great job because intersections are orange stage. We're prepped and ready for anything, and this is one of those things that can happen. We've seen this a few times on close calls where the person just powers through, and thankfully everyone that's posted hasn't gotten hit. Knock on wood, man. Big Jim Bob. Okay. Big Jim Bob 3737. Big Jim Bob. I don't know. There's something about that name. It's funny. All right, let's watch this. All right, side of the vehicle, intersection, orange stage. Okay, we slow down time because that's something our scooter can do. We're able to slow it down a little bit and then escape. Okay, here we go. Going through here, we got a sharp left turn. Ooh, we got somebody crashing. Let's go ahead and rescue them. Looks like they're walking wounded. Everyone's doing fine. Nothing broken. Let's go ahead and double check, make sure, hey, you guys have service? You want me to call 911? All that stuff. You doing fine? Oh, are they down there? Are they okay? Oh.
Ağrısızı var mı bir yerde?
Not good.
Bel? Yani belini falan bir yere çarpmadıysan iyi. En azından.
Write in the comments what they're saying. Maybe they're just telling them to stay there, don't move until we get EMS on scene. Check for any major bleeds. That's something you can do. You can't solve the spinal cord injuries. You can't solve broken bones, but if they're externally bleeding and it's not stopped, they could die from that, and that's something you have control over. You can apply direct pressure, a tourniquet. You can pack the wound. You can put 4x4s in there, roll gauze into the wound to compartmentalize the blood vessel and kind of stamp it down inside, create pressure, apply pressure on that. But yeah, cervical spine, keep them laying down. Keep them laying down.
Enjoyed it. See you soon in the next video.
Yeah, I know, Moto Stars. I know. But guys, make sure you check out the Boxer's glove. This is part of the Smart Rider motorcycle drills. It is on the MTC Rider Academy as a digital download. I'll see you there. All right. Yeah. We're having fun with that. Whew. Let's get some music going.
We will start with the driver who...
Let's take a quick break. Let's hang out. We'll get back into it. Why am I so tiny? There we go. Let's hang out for a little bit. Any downsides to ABS on a street bike? I wouldn't say downsides. It can
I guess the only downside is that when it's pulsating, when you squeeze it super hard and it activates, it pulsates your hand. It freaks you out a little bit, and it might push the lever out of your hand if you're not really being focused on it. It could also give you a false sense of security on how powerful or on how quick you can stop. So what you can do to mitigate a lot of those things is to go into a parking lot and activate ABS in a stop, get a feel for what it feels like. So just squeeze it pretty good. But then your goal in training when it comes to ABS is when you're in a parking lot, try not to activate it and still try to stop pretty sharp. Or not sharp. Try to stop pretty short. Handlebar quad lock or one below key depends on your bike. I have mine on the handlebar because I have handlebars. Clip-ons would be a little bit more difficult. So the one below the key on the valve stem might be the better. Do you think scooters, mopeds are safer than motorcycles generally? That's a tough one. Because everyone, for somebody that has zero experience, absolutely zero experience with any motorized vehicle, and this is their first vehicle ever, a scooter is safer than a motorcycle. If somebody has some experience with transmission work, basically like how to do a clutch and how to shift, or at least have some mechanical inclination of like understanding the hand-eye coordination between, you know, pulling in the clutch, shifting up or down, and then rolling on and off the throttle at the same time, which is a very trainable thing for even somebody that doesn't have experience. Then a regular motorcycle is just as safe as a scooter for them. You get more power, more speed from a regular motorcycle for the most part. So the ability to escape out of the way is much easier. Ergonomics are a little bit better when it comes to being agile for escapes than on a scooter, a motorcycle than on a scooter. It all really depends. They're all, safety is kind of the way I treat safety. Jeez, I'm not even answering the question. The way I treat safety is through skills, through training. So if you get on a motorcycle, you can feel pretty unsafe until you get the training. You can feel unsafe on a scooter until you get the training. Is it a good stepping stone into motorcycling if you ride a scooter? Yeah. It's a good stepping stone. To me, what I would rather do instead of get on a scooter as a training tool, as a stepping stone, is to get on an e-bike. Much easier to get into, and honestly a lot of fun because you don't need to have insurance for it. You don't need to have a license for it. You could just get on an e-bike and you can get up to 30 easily. A lot of stuff. Purr, how you doing with another 100? Hey man, I appreciate. Hey, we got 88th in the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. So we're gonna have the helmet for next year when we do another fundraising. So hey, I'm glad to see you here. Glad to see you here. Yeah, I give a lot of like in-depth, very conceptualized ideas when it comes to this kind of stuff. That's why Motorcycle Training Concepts is Motorcycle Training Concepts. Hey, I will keep it up. Can't wait to transition into Motorcycle Training Concepts. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Have I seen the Goldwing quads? Is that an April Fool's thing? R3 or Kawasaki 400 for first bike, both are really good. Honestly, depends on the price that you can get because both of them have a great aftermarket supply. They're really good for resale, both of them. Probably the 400 if I was going to choose, if they're about the same price. Yeah, Oscar, I'm so Germany is considering license requirements for e-scooters. I feel like that's going to happen. So this is a product that came out on the market without any regulation, and the moment it starts causing damage to property and life, is when the government typically starts to step in. But they have to get like five years of data for the most part. And so when these things started coming out a couple years ago, especially during COVID,
and they became even more popular during COVID, I started looking at e-bikes like, oh my gosh, this is going to be the new thing that people want to do. It's unregulated. It's very easy to get into. And you're just going to have a lot of people without any experience riding motorized bicycles, basically, because it's a motor. It's an electric motor. It's a motorcycle, basically, with no experience, and they're going to be running and crashing and getting hurt, and there's no recommendations on gear. There's no recommendations on anything. This is going to either be regulated heavily by the government, or there's going to be some training organizations hopefully reducing the injury and maybe even fatality rate. And what I found is there's no freaking training organizations stepping up to the plate. So there's e-bikes out there with like pedal assist, there's cadence, there's just straight up I forgot the names for it, but there's like a cadence assist, there's pedal assist, and then but a lot of them it's just a thumb. You use your thumb and it gives you full power. Or a throttle. It's quite literally a throttle. So, Christy, I am. Yeah, my goal is to, I'm looking at 3 e-bikes right here. And, we're going to do some training. Yeah, keep it in this little pocket dimension right here. Yeah, they're very torquey. So it's really hard to teach slow straight line stuff. So my goal is to teach some classes for that. Yeah, so we're going to be focusing on some of that stuff. I'm going to see... I got a lot of stuff. I got planned, and that's what Motorcycle Training Concepts is all about. So, guys, seriously, sign up for the MTC Rider Academy. Let me show you guys what we got going on here. So we just raised the price to $120. There we go. So here's the cool thing. We're working on a writers group. So we got the basic Smart Rider course. We have the course going out. So Unit 3 is all the basic rider skills. So you're going to learn, the U-turns and everything. But we're working on Unit 4, so introduction into riding a motorcycle in a neighborhood. So we got that. Let's go to my dashboard. So we got the communities section. So this is like a live forum. So we got Academy updates, basic Smart Rider course. We got the Smart Rider drills. We have 288 members in here. But we got people here sharing their bikes. Lots of cool stuff. Got Matthew with the Indian FTR carbon. But yeah, we got this whole group here. But the basic Smart Rider. We have, let's go to the dashboard, the MTC library. So members only downloads. This is the original Smart Rider basic training book, which is going to be replaced. We have the drill booklet you can download. The rescue materials. So you can download the rescue booklet, the rescue card. Yeah, you can download the whole thing. So this is just the MTC library. And you get that with the membership. You get the Smart Rider motorcycle training drills. And it's all through this membership. So we're adding more and more to the basic Smart Rider course. We have the passenger course being developed right now. We have the motorcycle maintenance 101 course being developed right now. And so we're just constantly going to be adding. So this is like your membership, and then we're going to keep adding, and you're going to get it. If you sign up now, you're going to get it when it launches, and we're going to constantly be adding. So this is where I'm headed to, is that I'm focused heavily on just adding more and more and more courses. You sign up today, it's $120 a year, it's $10 a month. $10 a month, and I'm hoping to do one next year when I retire this channel is to host the live streams here at the MTC Rider Academy. Room is bigger on the inside, yeah. It was probably per Ryan Stoned on Canadian Gaming. It was probably per. He donated like a ton of memberships. I paid $850 for my course and license. It's brutal. The cost for the license is here, and it's only one. And this is a one limited to 125cc. Yeah, it's crazy. Good morning from South Africa, Colin. How you doing? You're welcome, Uncle Dan. Yeah, that's the way I kind of think about it. It's like I'm just like being the friendly uncle. Just a friendly uncle. All right, guys. I think we're gonna get started on video number 3. Yeah, video number 3. This one's gonna be the dimensions and setup. All right. Yeah, we're going to talk about the dimensions. This is how you set up the Smart Rider drill course. You only need 10 cones, but that's how it's set up. From Switzerland. All right, here you go. We're going to hit that record button. All right, everybody, let's jump into this MotoStars video. Let's see what happens.
Attention and completely fail to notice the approaching rider.
Lack of attention. What do you think that is? Ooh, good job with the swerve. Last second, that person was not even paying attention to the car, and the car had to swerve out of the way. Good job not panicking. Handled that situation. Moto Daxi. It sounds like we're going pretty fast here. We're passing people on a double yellow. Setting up for a turn. Went super wide on that turn. Almost hit the car. Dude, you need to slow it down, man. Yeah, you got lucky there. So we're passing people, redlining it. Okay, so we're passing these people. We have a turn coming up. Here's the turn. And we went wide because we couldn't make that turn at that speed. Last second. And that's a full-size truck. You would have been dead
So a speed factor, yeah. Let's slow it down a little bit. Let's slow it down a little bit. Guys, make sure you hit that like button. We're going to get started on some more videos. Sign up for the MTC Rider Academy. All right, e-bike.
Oh my God.
This is a Super 73.
Dude.
That's a Super 73.
Got that on camera. I got that on camera. Holy.
Okay, yeah, you got it on camera. Good for you. But here's the thing. We're going through here. This is a Super 73. Gifted 10 more memberships per. You're going to see a bunch of people right here. Super 73 having some fun. So this is going to be throttle right there on his right thumb. I have a couple Super 73s. We're going through an intersection. So as a motorcycle rider, as a smart driver, as a smart rider, as a smart bicycle rider, as a smart dog walker, whatever it is, we still know that when we're coming up to intersections, we should be in orange stage prepped and ready. Okay, so this works for e-bikes also. You just have to remember that our e-bikes that like this, the brakes aren't as good as the speed that we're going. So if you mod your bike to go faster, you should mod your brakes to stop you sooner too. So
Oh my God.
great job with the braking. Wasn't gonna crash into them, but we also didn't find an escape path. So we need to be looking for this. You're just constantly disrupting me. You're disrupting the class. But thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. So yeah, we're coming up to here. Applying the brakes, we lost traction a little bit.
Holy.
We started sliding a little bit.
I hope I was recording that.
Very careful coming to intersections. Find those escape paths. People don't see you. Don't anticipate that.
Holy.
Very careful. Top velocity. Merging into us. Okay, we're going to merge away. Not a big deal. Let them in. Handled it. Open lane pattern. Thank you, Per, again. Appreciate it. So going to do it again. Okay.
Going, lady.
She doesn't want to pick her lane. She thinks everything else is... The whole lane is hers. Domino. Here we go.
The left
Eat, sleep, ride, repeat.
hitting the rider in the leg, which made him lose control of the bike.
All right, what we got hit? We hit something on our leg? Ooh, wasn't... What happened? Minivans are terrible drivers. I drive a minivan. Chrysler Pacifica Touring. So what he hit?
It's hard to see how the left fairing flew off, hitting the rider in the leg, which made him lose control of the bike.
So the left fairing flew off. We're still in the middle of a turn. Look up, look up. So we got distracted. So we were in yellow stage. We were in yellow stage zoned in. The moment something hit our leg, we switched into white stage and we zoned out and we just lost where we're going and we crashed into the wall. So something as simple as the fairing just falling off and hitting you and distracting you can cause a problem. E-bikes need to use the crosswalk? Nah, I think they can use the road. Use the bike area. Use the bike lane. I think that's important. But making sure that you follow road rules and ride smart. Look at all these quad locks. It's nice. Open lane pattern. Yeah, so that was an open lane pattern right here. We're side by side with the vehicle off on the right. Got switched over, panicked a little bit. We got to find the escape path. We found the escape path. Uh-oh, we have somebody coming at us right here, so we have to get back into our lane. So make sure that when we switch over, we're not focused on the car that caused the problem, because if we don't pay attention to what's in front of us, we can get in a crash. What are we going to do? We're going to cause issues? Okay. See, you just keep it going with your attitude and causing more of a scene. It wouldn't have been an issue if you just let them live. All right. Ooh, hit a little bit on the road surface hazard. Interesting shifting. Little quick shifts here and there. Sharp left turn. Be very careful with any gravel. Ooh, dumped the bike. Lost traction. Could have been some gravel. More than likely. So be very careful. When it's a sharp turn like that, take it easy, because any gravel, especially with that hard lean, will just cause you to dump it. So if you see something like this, where you can't see because you have terrible line of sight around that corner, that wall, that hedge, whatever it is, Take it nice and easy.
J'aime bien sur la moto, c'est l'anti-drip. Il est vraiment cool.
You see how he was like getting down and like, I'm gonna go ahead and knee drag this thing. It's like, dude, you don't know what's around that corner.
Voilà.
Could have been gravel. Yeah, right, the John the Bike Man.
Ça en pleine vidéo.
All right, so we have the Smart Rider drill dimensions and setup. So all you need is 10 cones, which comes with the kit that we have here for you. So we get the booklet and the kit. But yeah, you got 10 cones. Here's a cone, boom, 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 boom. All right, so it's only 10 feet apart from each other, basically. We have 20, 20, 20. So what you have here is 40 by 60, which is typically just about 9.5 parking spaces long. You play out there in the parking lot, have some fun, but this is how you set it up. I like to start. Let's go ahead and pause. Let's go ahead and pause this. Let's go and start over on that one, because there's something that's really interesting that you guys should know about this. Okay, let's start over. So here we go. So what I like to do here when it comes to setting up these cones is because you only need 10, is I start at the beginning. Okay, this is a 40 by 60. I find in a big open parking lot, big open area, 40 feet by 60 feet. That's all you're gonna need. Is I start at the beginning. I set both cones down here and I walk. And for me, 9 full steps is about 20 feet. As soon as I stop, I apply 1 cone, and then I continue another 9. Apply 1 cone, another 9, apply 2 cones here off to my side. I get back to this cone right here, and I walk about 4 feet, 4 steps, 4 large steps. I come back to this cone, do another 4 steps, then I get back to this cone, I do 4 steps, I come back to this cone and do 4 steps. That's how I set it up. That's how I set it up for myself. It takes me less than 2 minutes to set up the course. And now, with every drill, it's a standardized course, and I can do all of them. There you go. Much easier. I think that was much easier than just talking about what it is, because it's obviously on the screen. Much easier to show it. Rastai, here we go. Oh! Oh! Impact on the face. What's up, you doing? Your God is dead. That's interesting. So what happened here, everybody? We're going through the corner. We're going fast with speedo blurred. Lost some traction, but well, not even traction. Look at this. We lost our line of sight. Our line of sight is completely gone. Panicked us a little bit, I think. Caused us to shoot out wide instead of focusing on what it is that we have to do. Interesting. Interesting.
This rider has learned just how dangerous lane speeding can be, and I hope these situations serve as a warning.
Okay, looks like we're watching... Oh! We're watching a monitor. It's Inception. Alright, a little bit of an Inception. So once again, we're here. What we have is a lane filtering situation. We're going through here.
Just how dangerous lane speeding can
We have an open spot.
These situations serve as a warning to you.
That person wasn't supposed to do that, but we need to be paying attention also. We need to start seeing for these open spots, these open lane positions off to the right, just in case somebody does this. But sometimes there's not enough time, not enough reaction, anything. So this is why, as a smart rider, we're acquiring using personal protective equipment just in case. Top velocity. Ooh, found the escape. Found the escape. Did good. Did what you needed to do. That was a little bit of a crazy situation. Handled it. They weren't paying attention. He said he couldn't stop. Okay, so he found an escape. If you notice that there's a vehicle in front of him, so he had to swerve out of the way. That vehicle stopped in front of him. He couldn't stop. He found a swerve. It's what he had to do. Thankfully, nothing bad happened, but still, it's the rider's fault. The rider's fault because they probably didn't have enough space cushion between this and that vehicle, and so when they slammed the brakes and he wasn't paying attention, had to swerve, which causes an issue for this rider.
What are you doing?
All right, music copyright. All right, Jacob, here we go.
Powering through here, intersection, we're in orange stage, we're doing fine. We have side of the vehicle coming out. This might be an issue. We have brake lights here, so position yourself a little bit better. Whoa, a little bit of a craziness. U-turn. Bad driver. Don't be in this position. Get yourself in a better, there you go. Get yourself in a better position. People just think they can do whatever they want on the roads, and that's not the case. That is not the case. You don't want to be that dumb. All right, here we go. Going through the canyons. Sharp right turn. Watch out for gravel. There's no real shoulder. Ooh, dude, we're going wide. Set up for this turn. You're not set up. Brake. Brake it. There you go. So what typically happens here is that when I see somebody do this, they just maintain their speed. They don't modulate their speed. They maintain their speed, but look at where they're set up for this turn. So if they maintain their speed and this is their setup for this turn, they're going to crash on this turn. But thankfully, he was able to slow down enough to make this sharp left turn. All right, Scooter Chronicles. Ooh, man. Victor Skarlatov. Okay. Here we go. Red Rider Moto. Okay, we have brake lights. Do we have somebody crashing? Ooh, people crashed into each other, or one of them dumped the bikes? Can't tell. It's a potato. Wear some gear just in case you're a part of that crash. Time to rescue somebody. Ooh, big pile up. Watch out getting impacted from the back. CBR and CBR.
The reason for the crash was low tire pressure, which led to the front tires slipping in the corner.
Low tire pressure, so this is why you check your tires.
Point, I either hit a tree or tried to ride it out.
So he's lifting his butt up for suspension.
I did good. My tire sank.
Didn't work.
Or else I would have saved it.
So if he's saying low tire pressure, how does he know that he had low tire pressure before the ride, or has low tire pressure because of the impact basically bent the rim and now there's low tire pressure after the ride? I just have a feeling we might have been going too fast for this
The
turn.
reason for the crash was low tire pressure, which led to the front tires slipping in the corner.
I think we're just going too fast. We went wide. You know what I mean? And then we hit this right here. Right there, and dumped it.
I did good. My tire sank or else I would have saved it.
You got gear though. Very good. Save your skin. Save some bones.
If you can pick
Wear
up
full
your
gear.
bike, you can still ride.
Okay. I got agricultural real quick. Did good. Thankfully he's not hurt. Maybe going a little too fast in the corner.
Wondering when my homie realizes.
Okay, if we're having issues with low tire pressure before the ride, make sure we actually pump up our tires. So part of our pre-ride check is to definitely check our tires. Make sure we have good tread. Make sure we have no sidewall damage or any damage to the tire itself. And then check the PSI. Make sure it's running at what it's supposed to be. You can tell what your tire pressure should be when you look at your forks, your triple tree or that fork on the left side, and it should say your tire pressure for front and rear.
And turns around.
This is where you're talking to them on your Cardo Pack Talk and say, hey, I crashed. Start. Here we go. We're going through here. His name is Start Nijo.
Oh, yeah.
Sharp left turn. Okay, we're making it. We're doing good. We're doing good. Okay, look through the turn. Don't lose traction because you have no gloves and it's probably gonna hurt. You're gonna look at your hands now. You scraped them. There it is. You looked at your elbow. You notice how people, when it comes to those that have full gear, they're not like, oh man, they're not doing that. It's always the people without gear. Is because they're not instinctually like, oh, I'm just gonna check on my whole body. No, it's like they have pain right here. It's like, oh man, I got pain right here. I got pain right here. You don't see that with people with gear. They're like, they don't have pain. They know they crashed, but they don't have pain because the abrasions didn't happen. Wear gear. As a smart rider require and use personal protective equipment. Kids don't run into traffic. Okay, is there like a soccer ball that moved into the road and they decided to run into traffic? Nope. Hey, it's a crossing. It's a crossing. Wait a second, they didn't run into traffic. They didn't see you come around the corner. They're already halfway through. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Good job. It's a progressive braking practice. On the way to the spa last week, the weather turned nasty in a matter of minutes. You're going to the spa? Very nice. This is not something I would want to ride in. Very concerned about black ice. Your tires should handle this pretty well, but got to watch out. Yeah, there you go. We're hitting ice. Oh, damn. And you got to watch out for hypothermia, so your body's just not going to be able to move as quick as it needs to. But then again, everything else will slow down. You want to be slow on the acceleration, braking, and turning.
Okay, I meant to do that.
Very careful. Wear full gear. Moto V Touch. Here we go. All right, what do we have here? Oh, somebody dumped the bike. Why did we dump the bike? He's got a bee in his... I've had that. Write in the comments if you had a bee go into your helmet at some point, or a bug, and it's just like... Here we go, exposed moto. Coming through here. Okay, sharp turn. Couldn't see much. That person decided to pass on a turn, which was stupid. We were able to navigate that active threat. All right, so guys, wear gear. Is this like a no gear convention? The only one with the camera is because he has a helmet. Did somebody already crash? Yeah. Oh, somebody lost their phone. Get yourself a quad lock. Lock that stuff into your phone. Don't lose it. Link in the description. Link in the description for a quad lock. There you go. Oh, and then somebody dropped the bike. What is going on here? Dropping phones, dropping bikes.
Oh, shoot. Let me help.
You gotta practice your U-turns.
I got you.
I put it in
sports
the
surgery.
and it went that way. I was to go. I walked back. I looked back. And it went,
Oh, the bike just fell over. It was a gravity attack. A little gravity attack.
what was that? A phone?
Yeah, that was his phone. His phone fell.
Thanks for watching till the end.
Oh, you're welcome.
See you soon in the next video.
Oh, you're welcome. Guys, make sure you practice your Smart Rider drills. This is the dimensions. Links in the description, but it's at the MTC Rider Academy, and I'll see you guys around. Well, that's that. We're just gonna hang out for a little bit. We got 5 more to go. Okay, I'm not gonna make it 5 more. I'm not gonna be able to do 5 more. I'm gonna do 1 more, and maybe we'll do another stream tomorrow, or maybe we could take our time. I don't know. Let's sit down and relax. Oh. I think part of... Let's go ahead and put this on the screen. I think part of what I want to do, kind of moving forward... See you later, Dooful. 10 p.m. on your side of the world. A hornet in your helmet? Jeez, that's pretty bad. Like, I'm just kind of tired of watching people crash. I think I need to take a sabbatical. Bam, bam, bam. How you doing, man? I want to... Let's turn it down a little bit. Camp trip. I really want to teach in person again. I really want to teach in person again. Yeah, meet and greet. I got a venue. They'll be here in Tucson. Any tips for riding smaller bikes? They're closer to bicycles in terms of weight, and so it's very easy to maneuver. Just be easy on the every time. I mean, it's still a motor. Be easy on the throttle, easy on the brakes. Practice your slow speed maneuvers to start. Figure out what your brakes feel like. The lemon calls, clear your mind, Dan. Yeah, I think I need to clear my mind. It's been an interesting couple weeks. Oh, lots of stuff happening. Ricky Bobby, I like the Reacts. They have an Ultra Mesh jacket. I do like the Fly Cool Pro 2. Anything from Joe Rocket's pretty good. Thank you, Per. I appreciate the affirmations, and I appreciate the validation. Yeah, I'm trying to find, like, I've been doing this for years, and it's like I want to do this, but I want to do it in person. So I'm really trying to come up with seminars, and I'm really trying to come up with stuff so I can film those and put them on here. The tough part that I'm having, I'm just kind of being open with you guys, is that I bootstrapped all of this. Like, I created DanDanTheFireman out of nothing, and now I'm trying to create this, and it's doing well. But I want it to get to the point where it's doing everything that Dan was doing. So, like, I don't have to fund this anymore. It's funding itself, and it's on its way. I just need to be patient. I'm just not a patient guy. Well, I'm patient, but I'm not patient with myself. So I'm, like, really focused on that transition. And, like, since my mindset is on the transition, my mindset's not here on DanDanTheFireman. And it's just, like, getting harder and harder to teach about crashes. I'm tired of seeing people crash and do the same stuff. I guess, you know what? While I'm having an open journal with you guys, I'm tired of seeing people fail. I want to see success. I'm tired of seeing people. It's something I learned today too, actually. Still processing it, but it kind of comes down to the line of, I don't feel energized if I'm watching people fail. And so I know people watch Moto Madness and all of them because they feel energized. They're entertained by the failures of others. And it's interesting. To me, I don't get energized by that. Hence why I don't watch it off duty. I try to turn it into more of a successful thing, or an after-action review of what we could do better. But it's gotten to the point where it takes my energy. And I've noticed that, because for years I'd be like, I feel so drained after a stream. And it wasn't because I was teaching, because I've taught before many times. Never felt drained. And so I think just watching failures kind of drains me. So I want to watch, and I want to see people succeed. And really the only way I see people succeed is when I teach them in person. or I teach. Yeah, I feel like I need to have that. Let me read some comments real quick before we jump into this next one. I think we'll just do one more video because I think I'm pretty drained right now. And I want to put out the best I possibly can. Which after this, I do a journal after every live stream, and I see what I could do better. So now it's gonna be like, well, what can I just completely change and pivot out of this? You know what I mean? I'm getting a bike learner soon. Would you recommend getting a secondhand bike for my first bike? If so, thoughts on a 2013 Kawasaki Ninja 400. If it has good miles, if it's been well kept, see if you can get maintenance records for it. If he did maintenance on his own, I would recommend see if you can take that bike to a Kawasaki dealer and seeing what needs to be done, and see if he will pay for it, or the owner will pay for it, or if you guys can go halvesies or whatever it is, or you bring a friend that knows what to look for on a bike. But typically, get maintenance records for a bike that old. And then look up. Another thing I would do is I would Google what a 2013 Kawasaki Ninja 400 main complaints are, or common issues, because now you know what the common issues are on a 2013 Kawasaki Ninja 400. So when you talk to that person about the bike, for instance, I had I bought I think it was a 2010s ish, like late 2010s Kawasaki KLR, and I knew that they had an oil issue and a startup issue for this model this year. And so when I went to go buy it, I asked the guy, "Hey, this model year typically has these two issues. Can you have you had those issues with this bike? And if so, can you show me your maintenance records for it?" So it gives you information to be able to communicate. I recommend getting a secondhand bike for your first bike, but that's how I would approach every kind of model. Why not do a tour and show traffic and roads around the world? I was thinking about that. And honestly, it's kind of like an invigorating thing. And I think what I need to do if I'm going to jump on that is I need to start locally, and I just need to get it done. I've just been running into problems of time. And the problems of time, because when I do these live classes, it obviously takes a couple hours. We're 2 hours into this. But then it takes editing. And so we're talking like, let's say 12 hours. Let's say 12 hours per live stream to make the videos, to thumbnails, to update it, to get the sponsored thing, to repurpose the content. Let's say 15 hours. If I could remove that 15 hours and still maintain a few things, then yeah, I'm just running into problems when it comes to that. And Nathan was my editor, and this is Nathan right here. He was my editor, but he's producing content for the MTC Rider Academy, so I took him away from editing duties to instructing duties. So that's kind of where I go with that. So I'm trying to. That's why I want to retire, because I'm trying to do double time basically here and on the MTC Rider Academy, to the point where I can just stop here and go there. But as you can see right now with my demeanor, it's burning me out. So I'm finding ways to make it feasible and doable. And I've got some ideas. I think if anything, I might need to hire an editor for this channel so I can free up that time. But here's what I like I said, with the crashes, it's kind of, like I said, it takes energy because I'm watching people fail. So I'm quite literally thinking of just changing this channel to a different kind of content. You know what I mean? I'm thinking of, and it's going to hurt the channel, but who knows, right? It's a risk that we got to take. I'm thinking of something. I'm along the lines of, I like the after action. I like instruction. I like hands-on. And so I've been playing around with the idea of that 1-minute lesson. I think the problem that comes up is I'm doing 4 Moto Madness or Moto Stars videos. They're all crashes. We're talking like 100 crashes and close calls per filming session, basically. If I can reduce that number to 10 crashes and close calls, like literally remove 90% of the amount of crashes and close calls I have to do, I think I'd be in a better position to fill that extra 90% up with other instruction. So like if I'm producing 4 videos a week, which I'm currently doing, instead of 15 to 20 crashes and close calls per video, it's like 2 to 5. But then it's filled in now. So 2 to 5's done, right? 2 to 5 of the best. But now it's like a 3-minute video. I still want to do I want people to have a 20 to 30 minute like lesson for the day. So I got to fill up the rest of the time. And so I have no problem going out for a ride, doing some training drills, all that stuff. I think that'd be a lot of fun. It'd be pretty easy. It's just that it removes the live stream aspect. So I'm working on strategy for that. I'm still working on some ideas. They don't have to be 20, 30 minutes. They don't have to be crashes. It doesn't have to be on the bike stuff. It could quite literally be seminars, which is what I want to do. You guys are helping me out with my thought process, by the way. Just letting me talk and be open with you guys. I appreciate it. You guys are my crew. You guys are my crew, my group, my membership. This is us hanging out at the fire station. Not the fire station. Jeez, look at me. It's us hanging out here. You know. You guys we're all hanging out. Think of this as our weekly hangout. And that's kind of what I want to do. Bam, bam, bam. I think so too. I really do think so. Yeah, that's why I'm doing motorcycle training concepts. But I think now that I have that set in stone and what I'm doing there, I got to figure out what I'm doing here at Dan and the Fireman. Corporal Punisher, yeah. Why not a gym background? We do have a gym background. I just deleted it, though. Dang it. We did have one. Reviewing a bike once in a while. I was thinking about it, Varus. Like how I would look for a bike. Do people post videos where they don't crash, just for example, of progressive brake or switch lanes before bad things happen, or is it something nobody wants to watch? When it gets to that point where somebody wants to like show you the right way of doing it, they just become motorcycle coaches on YouTube. That's how I started. And so like it's a different mentality of we're just documenting what happened to here's how I do it. And then once you switch from just documenting to here's my opinion, that's a tough switch. Because once you do that, now you have people that don't like your opinion. And that's a scary feeling. I've dealt with that this whole time. I get hundreds of comments a week telling me I'm wrong. But I get thousands of comments a week saying that, you know, just like I see people in here saying they've been watching me. I'm a brand new rider. I can't tell you enough how much your content has helped me. Thank you, James. So I get thousands of those a week, but I get hundreds of not hundreds, probably like dozens of negative comments. And that's what happens is like people go from documenting and it gets posted on Moto Madness to opinion, which your opinion now gets shredded, to like, well, I have experience and here's how to do it. And that jump is difficult for a content creator. So, Conrad, that's why you don't see it. That's the tough part. And so what I'm trying to do with the MTC Rider Academy is create standard operating procedures, standard operating guidelines
So I think you said you were an educator, so it's like a syllabus, right? Basically just like, here's how to handle a certain situation. And what I'm trying to do is create a bunch of those for a bunch of different kinds of situations in a structured format and give those to content creators and be like, please produce content. And if anybody gives you crap, say you got the information from me. You know? Hey, it's like, say you got the information from me, you're the one instructing it. I guess I understand there's liability and stuff, but we're gonna have a liability waiver and a bunch of other stuff. But it's like, add your opinion to it. And so hopefully I'm able to get information out to everybody. What do you think of the Rebel 1100 automatic for beginner? I love the Honda Rebel. The Honda Rebel 500 and 300 are the best, I think, are the best beginner bikes because of this 25-inch seat height. I actually want to get another one. I want to get a Rebel 300, put a cage all over it and stuff, and teach people with that. The 1100 is just more powerful, and since it's automatic, you don't have to worry about the shifting. But I believe it's still like 25, maybe it's a 27-inch seat height. And the only thing that you're gonna have to worry about, Knuckles, on that one is smooth operation of the throttle because it is powerful. It is a powerful bike. But I think it's great. I started on a 1200. To give you any insight, I started on a Harley Davidson Nightster. It's a 1200. It's their Sportster, all blacked out and everything. And I thought it was fine. You know, I have the book and I have it on Audible. I haven't listened to it. Yet. I've listened to. Let me see. Let me show you guys. I think this is kind of like the end of the stream, to be honest. Let me show you my Audible. I have 118 titles. and I'm listening to exponential organizations. I just consume and consume and consume. I did 5 years on the Versailles 6. Is it Versus or Versailles? 650 Burkett. That's a great bike. My friend had one. Do you have a favorite set of tires for the road? Not necessarily. I kind of get what's available, and I kind of give them the what my use case for is. It's like, I want these tires to last because I put this many miles on, and I kind of trust the knowledge of them. I don't look too much into the tires outside of sticking with reputable brands, at least ones that I've heard of. Once you launch international shipping, I want stuff from you. I need to launch international shipping at least for the books, because the books are books. The rescue pack, I've had issues with customs, and that's a big problem because those are the way I do business. Is that if something happens, I take care of it, and I got into a couple issues when I had international shipping, and I'm like, this isn't feasible. I can't keep taking care of it. So I'd rather just shut down international shipping. So, plus they charge you. Shopify charged me a lot extra a month to do that, and I wasn't even getting sales. So it was like I was just bleeding money. Because remember, I'm doing this kind of all on my own, really, funding it myself. After watching your videos, I understand things better and actually feel less stress on the road. Enjoy the ride a lot more. Great, James. I appreciate those kind words, and I'm really happy that you're less stressful, because to me, when I have knowledge, I become less stressful, which might be a symptom of anxiety. Anyways, I just started driving a bike and learned a lot from your videos. All the explaining helps. Yamaha Tri-City 300 for a couple weeks now. I hope you're having some fun. Free run. You need to talk to your U.S. friends. Yeah. I wish I could do it. I
It's the rescue pack because it's considered. I did it. I should check it again because I did it during COVID, and that's when like medical supplies were like kind of like on lockdown for the most part, and maybe it's better. Maybe it's better now. Maybe it's better now. Time is it? It's only 1:20. It feels like 5 o'clock. Dan, why do ABS not activate when we progressively brake? Is it because the heat doesn't build as fast? Great question. Great question. No, ABS doesn't activate if you progressively brake appropriately. So the way ABS works is that it's it's basically anti-lock. So it's preventing the tires from locking in place and sliding. Okay. So what's happening when you activate it is that the system recognizes that the tire is stopped and is about to slide. So what it does is actually releases the brakes a little bit to allow the tire to move, and then it does this on the brakes, on the brake calipers. Or if you only have one, it does that on the brake calipers. And you'll notice on ABS it has that ring where a bunch of little slots, and that's what it's doing. So if you can prevent your brakes from locking through really good progressive braking, it doesn't activate. So when we're applying progressive braking, we're slowing down and, from 100%, no brakes to 90%, from 0% brakes to 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 brakes. It can't activate because it's never stopping the tire. When somebody smashes that brake in a panic, it locks onto the calipers and stops the tire, which then you're still traveling because you have speed, right? The tire just locks and stops and starts sliding. It's like if you're sprinting and just lock your feet in place, you fall forward. That's happening. But if you have ABS and you slam the brakes, it's going to just like if you are running and you try to stop immediately, but then you just give yourself a couple steps to finally slow down. Progressive braking is doing those couple steps before the stop. So I'm trying to it's such an interesting concept because it feels like ABS is after the fact that the tire stops. Progressive braking is before the fact for tire stoppage. So there's a ABS first, non ABS. There's a great image with two corgis at the beach. I'm sure you guys have seen this. So this is what it looks like when you slam the brakes when you have ABS and no ABS, when you slam the brakes. So with ABS on, it's like doot, 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 doot. With no ABS, it's sliding. So if you notice, we have no traction because we're going to slide if we have tires. Here we have traction, no traction, traction, no traction, traction, no traction, traction, no traction, and that's going to allow you to stop. With progressive braking, there should be a third image here. With progressive braking, it's none of these. It's slowing down to a stop. Here they're trying to stop here and here. We're also trying to stop here with progressive braking, but we know for a fact we need our tires to turn to stop. We don't even activate the system with progressive braking. That's the goal. To not even activate it because we're not slamming the brakes. Yes, it allows traction to stay on for the longest with ABS. And that's if you panic, right? And you can even activate ABS trying to do progressive braking. And then you start to realize, oh man, I'm squeezing harder and harder and it's activating because the tire locked up. My progressive braking needs to be better. So having the rider aid of ABS is so important because even doing your absolute best, you could still lock up your tires, and ABS will pick up the slack for you. So it's always good to have it. Yeah, yeah, James. Instructor Corey, how you doing? Instructor Corey, how you doing? Yeah, I've been guys, quick question. Rider aids, yeah. Quick question. Once if I just changed up the content completely? Like, what would you guys like to see on this channel? What would you guys like to see? What would you guys like to see? Let me know. Hey, Burr. Dude, thanks again. Appreciate the donation. How to save people like an EMT. Breakdown videos of certain situations. What kind of situations, John? You want to see some monster trucks? Riding tips? Like what kind of tips? Because I do have... Let me show you guys something. This is something I've been working on. And I was thinking about putting on MTC, but been working on these articles. Been working on these articles. Still working on these articles. I guess I could turn them into videos, right? Me on tour? I would love to. I would love to. How to spot hazards, what you would do to pose. Okay. You know what, guys? What I'm going to do, once I get back from this little sabbatical that I got this weekend, this little vacation that I got this weekend, I'm going to create a prototype video. Free run media, okay. I'm going to create a prototype video. And I'm going to put it out here on YouTube, on the Dan and the Fireman. I'm going to look at the feedback. I'm going to look at the analytics. I'm going to get your guys' comments. I'm going to see what I can do to be better. It's not going to come out next week, but it's probably going to. I'm going to film it, or at least have the film plan ready. And if it all goes well, I don't expect much. I don't expect it to do as good as crash videos. But if it does enough, if it does well, we might be seeing a switch, because I also got to see if I'm happy doing it. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm really tired right now. It's 1:30. I've been kind of just, energy's been kind of leaking out of me. I think part of it is I need to get back into working out. Do I have my dream bike? Yeah. I definitely have my dream bike. I think if I had the 2022 or the 2023 version of it, I'd be even happier. But guys, I'm gonna head out. I think this was great. I got some more information. Thank you, Per, for all the advice. Thank you, Bam Bam, Corporal Punisher, Bum, everybody, Bam 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 Bam, Instructor Corey. Gear reviews, I might be doing that. Instructor Corey, I'm gonna take a look at your channel, man. We got some openings for possible instruction at the MTC Rider Academy. So I'm gonna take a quick look at your stuff, and maybe you can become a guest instructor. But we'll see. I like your attitude. I saw that you enjoy seeing people succeed, and that's exactly what I want. With that said, though, I'm gonna be heading out, and yeah, I gotta do some planning.